our people and our culture that were radically different, not just from other airlines, but from most businesses. As far as the tangibles are concerned, Boeing will sell you an airplane if you've got the resources to buy it. You can lease space at the airport. In other words, all of the tangible things are available to competitors, to other carriers. The thing that's really hard to match is the intangible spirit of the people of Southwest Airlines.
Our people are our first customer, most important customer. Our passengers are our second most important customer, and our shareholders are our third. That's a bit odd, maybe for a Fortune 500 company, but
if we get altruistic people, if we get people that want to serve, and if we provide them an environment where they can be themselves, then you'll get a tremendous amount of dedication, diligence, and productivity.
The third circle, what best drives the economic engine?
Well, we were going to be the most productive short-haul airline in the world. We were going to get people out of their automobiles, get them off buses, and put them into the air.
Our planes pull into the jetways, board passengers, and pull out again in 10 minutes or less.
We always said, we're going to provide more for less, not less for less. We're going to give you a better quality of service, on-time performance, friendly people that welcome you.
Greetings, all you beautiful little heartthrobbers and fun thinkers. Welcome aboard
You go back to the early 1970s, and you look at how Southwest got this really simple idea. They could be the best, low-cost, high-spirit airline, steadily increasing profit per fuselage. Just keep turning those planes, turning those planes, turning those planes. That idea guides them today. The beauty of the Southwest story is how they had that one simple, elegant, underlying idea, and they stayed with it now for over 30 years.
Now the next generation of leaders faces its own challenges. When 2,500 employees assemble to hear about the state of the company, they're given a wake-up call by CEO Gary Kelly.
This year alone, our fuel costs will rise $600 million. And if you're wondering if that's a big number, remember that we made $489 million for all of 2005. So that means that unless something else changes, every year our profits will go down, profit sharing will go down, and the stock price will go down.
Compounding the rising cost of jet fuel is another serious threat. Market research shows that competitors are co-opting the company's key brand identifiers.
We are facing more and more challenges in terms of new competition, more low-cost competition, and record high energy prices. So we will change, but we want to change to the better and not to the worse.
Upstairs, payday today. Thank you.
A basic characteristic of enduring greatness, a passionate adherence to core values, is guiding change at Southwest.
If you have that passion, if you have those core values, that will carry you through any emergency.
And that means you have to be able to last in all kinds of new environments and new cultures and new disruptions and things that might hit you. How does that happen? The key is that tension between values which remain constant. We hold these values constant. They are what we stand for. But we separate it from our practices, our specific strategies, the ways of doing things, and we preserve the values but change the practices.
I think after September 11th, when our people responded magnificently, because they're not confined by rules and regulations. They can step up to the occasion. Putting the airline on the ground, as directed by the Department of Transportation, and to bring it back up, they were just simply magnificent. When our first plane took off from Love Field, everybody was singing, and most of us...
It was really the moment. The whole airline came together.
Yeah.
The Good to Great project focused on Fortune 500 companies, but Collins and his researchers came to see that the findings would apply far beyond business.
We were astounded to discover that somewhere between 1/3 and 1/2 of our readers came from outside of business. I mean, this is a study where we began with stock returns, Wall Street, and we get people in education and healthcare and policing all over the map. We learned from that data that these are not principles of business. These are principles of greatness. The critical question is not the difference between business and social, between business and non-business, but between great and good.
What can be done to improve the high school graduation rate for Latino youths in Arizona? That was the question facing business and civic leaders who assembled to hear Jim Collins speak on the issue. His task? To introduce the results of a statewide project that holds promise for the nation.
What can we learn from the contrast of schools that do better than others in the same circumstances in educating Latino youth, defined as achievement per student, not per school, not per district, not per state, not financially, achievement per student?
Half of the Latino children in Arizona's elementary schools do poorly on the standard 3rd grade reading tests, meaning lost opportunities as they grow older.
We know that they're not doing well in school, and the issue would be, what do we do about it?
Starting in 1997, they're about 15 points below what we would predict. So
Mary Jo Waits of the Center for the Future of Arizona read about the Good to Great research and realized that adapting this approach could stimulate local educational reform.
A light bulb went off. Collins' methodology immediately captured my attention.
Collins agreed to help design the research model.
The idea was that if we could identify schools in Arizona that had 50% Latino students and 50% students that were poor, and we can figure out what they were doing to go from good to great, then we would have a study that shows what works that nobody could debate. Are there any red flags on this one? After we had done our interviews and collected data, we had a meeting with Jim Collins over the phone. And the first question he had, he was so excited, he goes, "Well, did you find any level 5 leaders?"
Good morning, Mustangs. Would you please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag. Hey, hi, Cody.
Julie Tate Peach's school in Yuma was discovered during the research.